I didn't do any videos on season 1 or 2 of Paramount Plus's original series Star Trek Picard. Actually, I only watched season 1 through Dave Colin's hilarious video series on them. I did, however, watch season 2 and found it stupid as hell. You mean to tell me some chick who was detained at a swanky social gathering escapes security, takes the stage to sing Pat Benatar, but is permitted to finish the song? Give me a break. But I think with the state of many of our beloved franchises today, the sensible viewers are inclined to anticipate disaster. That makes this third season of Picard a true outlier. It's actually good. Maybe not a grand slam, but a walk-off game-winning home run. I'm going to get into why this show worked where the competition didn't, but since I did say up front that I liked it, you'd best be advised not to continue this video until you've seen the finale. This torpedo bay is loaded with spoilers. And before we get too far into this, I want to give a quick mention to my buddies over at CALDERALab.com, makers of Earth's finest skincare. I'll tell you who really needed their latest product, the icon, William Riker. Use my promo code FRY15, save 15% at checkout. So our season starts out the gate with the member berries and Easter eggs. Dr. Crusher is on a ship hiding from some boarding attackers, not playing around with the stun setting. But she sends a call for help to Jean-Luc Picard, who with the help of William Riker get aboard the USS Titan, the latter's former command. Aboard the Titan, we meet up with XO7 of 9 and are introduced to a new character, Captain Shaw. Look, I've had a lot of issues with the way dialogue has been handled in Trek since coming to CBS All Access. Hard cursing that wouldn't make it to air on television, excessively informal addressing of Starfleet personnel, and perhaps worst of all, the inclusion of modern-day slang and blatant preachiness. Not all of this has been exorcised from Picard, but by my keen observation, I can say with certainty this season passed the reverse Bechdel test with flying colors. You won't find a single occurrence of wage gap diversity. I'm afraid to say anything else or I may get demonetized. Finally, sci-fi gets to be escapism again. Occasionally, we cut between everyone else and Raffi, who is doing some Jack Bauer clandestine mission on planet Blade Runner that frankly could have been cut. She's got to figure out who is behind this terrorist attack of a portal sinking and dropping a building, which somehow only killed 117 people. Raffi's mysterious contact makes an appearance, saving her ass. It's our old pal Worf, and he's here to kick ass and drink tea. Finally, after decades of being immediately wrecked by the creature of the week, Worf is getting justice. And not only that, but he's appropriately comedic.
I've made some chamomile tea. Do you take sugar?
Picard and Riker manage to steal/borrow a shuttle from the Titan to rescue Crusher. There they meet a fiery lad who is the son Picard didn't know he had with the Doctor, and oh yep, we're doing the Wrath of Khan. Oh look, a talkative villain who wants revenge on the Federation, and the cat and mouse Nebula battle. I'll get more than my usual flack for this, but I hated absolutely everything about Vadic. From the goofy appearance to Amanda Plummer's big camp performance trying to outdo her late father. Essentially, she's a changeling under orders to capture Jack Crusher. But hearing these orders isn't enough. We have to make a nonsensical ritual of it that the showrunner has to explain on Twitter. Vadic's ship, the Shrike, borrows the theme of V'ger from the motion picture. Worf also gets the Klingon theme from that movie. The end credits contain notes from the title credits of First Contact as well as the closing credits of The Wrath of Khan. But not all music is recycled, and what's new fits with the series. So this nifty portal weapon was stolen from the Daystrom Science Station, but it's actually a diversion. The real prize is Picard's original human body, which still contains Borg technology, which Vadic's changelings have used to infect Starfleet personnel via transporters, culminating in a sleeper cell takeover on Frontier Day, a ceremony where all of Starfleet is gathered to celebrate the anniversary of the first Enterprise starship, and show off their latest technology dubbed Fleet Formation, wherein AI controls the entire fleet. Yeah, everything about this is asking for trouble. As Jack is concerned, he's inherited the Borg seed from his father, and it's now awakening within him. When I saw Jack go River Tam and become increasingly powerful, I did eye roll aplenty, but the explanation explanation behind this is possibly the most reasonable of those using the trope. I'm also glad the big plot didn't concern using Picard's body in a literal sense to infiltrate Starfleet. What the Borg cooked up was far more inventive, though making an alliance is not part of the Borg MO. With younger Starfleet personnel turning Borg, this makes for quite the radical shift from today's norm. This isn't some passing of the torch with the senior cast used in a bait-and-switch con. No, the old guard has to save the day. When the original Next Generation crew, sans Tasha Yar, sans Chief O'Brien, sans Wesley Crusher, gathers in the Titans conference room, I was taken back. Our core most characters all sharing a scene. And they actually have key lighting. You'd think this was a new TNG movie and not the grimdark Trek we have come to begrudgingly know. But the feels come in full force when the crew must turn to a ship not connected to the Borg grid. Just so happens, Geordi has been restoring the Enterprise D at a shipyard museum. Our final missing character has returned. It's a faithful recreation of the bridge, and despite the highly dire circumstances, viewers are given ample time to take in the moment. The ship's computer, voiced by the late Majel Barrett, identifies Admiral Picard as captain, and in doing so transforms the character. Admiral Picard meandered with feelings-based soliloquies, but Captain Picard is succinct, practical, and forceful. As Seven and Raffi fight to take back control of the Titan, the Enterprise D heads to Jupiter, where a Borg signal is being transmitted. Picard, Riker, and Worf form
And I will make it a threesome.
say their goodbyes, and I'm like, oh, do we really have the balls to go here? The
Threesome.
transports in, hoping to shut down the Borg signal controlling the fleet, and God willing, rescue Jack. I'm not sure if this is the OG Borg Queen, but I guess that's the intention. She's using Jack to do her dirty work. Picard interferes by plugging himself in, which I'm not so sure his positronic body works in that way. Just as it seems that he can't talk Jack down, Picard says he'll stay with him. Jack snaps out of the Borg control, disconnects Pops, and, I shit you not, Counselor Troi uses her telepathic powers to locate them for transport, just before the whole place blows up. And like that, Earth is saved. 1 year later, the Federation has rebuilt Space Dock, and the Titan is rechristened the Enterprise. Was this necessary? Its newest officer, Jack Crusher, arrives just in time for the maiden voyage under the command of Captain 7 of 9. The old Enterprise crew gathers at the bar and they play a hand of cards, and it is such a beautiful scene because it doesn't feel scripted. It just feels like a bunch of friends playing a game. As the credits roll, our post-credit scene pitches a Star Trek Legacy series whilst undoing the demise of Q. Wow, what a salvage job. But I next want to briefly mention some things that I expected to happen or maybe would have done different. Did we need to see Data return? We've killed him too many times. He's like Kenny. When he's passing his memories off to Lore, I would have rather seen Lore hold Spot and grow a heart like the Grinch who stole Christmas, leaving the Golem to be a softer, remorseful Lore. Going into the finale, I fully expected the Enterprise D to contact Agnes Jurati's Borg Queen for some Borg v Borg action. It's very weird that Admiral Janeway is mentioned several times and never makes an appearance. Weirder still, Guinan is mentioned like she's standing in the same room off camera. Shockingly, I actually liked most of the new characters. Sydney Crash LaForge, Geordi's daughter stationed aboard the Titan, is endearing enough. Captain Shaw voices so many reasonable and correct notions I couldn't but help think that he'll have to pay. And episode after episode, he takes the brunt of punishment, holding on until the penultimate installment. The old faves all get their time to shine and reach catharsis. Ro Laren makes good with Picard before redeeming herself through heroic sacrifice. By some measure, Data gets to be a human.
I hope we die quickly.
Hell, Counselor Troi finally gets to be useful. In conclusion, Season 3 showrunner Terry Matalas is probably a fan of Star Wars. He understood the shortcomings of Disney's sequel trilogy and the missed opportunity to give fans at least one film reuniting their heroes. Season 3 of Picard gives every character their long overdue payoff, while treating series fans to the moments they want to experience. It's not a downgrade for Star Trek to become a streaming series in the same way it is for Star Wars to have stories kicked into a similar gear. After all, Star Trek started on television. I'm actually going to recommend my folks watch Season 3 of Picard, and only Season 3, as the only plot point that carries over is Picard's positronic body. I'm debating telling them that much. Well, what'd you think of Season 3 of Picard? Did it redeem Star Trek? I actually think that Star Trek is in a better place right now than Star Wars. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. If you appreciated this video, I could sure use a like.
A phaser? You didn't use it?
Swords are fun.
And of course, if you want more, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications.
Thank you for watching my son's YouTube station. It's not for everyone, but he tries. Maybe if you bought some merch below, he'll eventually get good at the YouTubing.